So I have an exciting announcement. This morning I was watching Luke's Goldies and he was judging his baby goldfish and he was taking out the lesser quality ones to sell at a cheap price, you know, separating the better quality ones to grow out. And I've been thinking about buying some of his lesser quality baby goldfish for a while, but we're in the process of moving right now. Our place is going to be put on the market soon and we're going to be showing it and all that. And so I did not want to set up like a big display goldfish tank and then like move it because that would be crazy. But I have an 85-gallon stock tank that is currently empty because we are selling our horses. We are moving from the country to town. So we're selling our horses and I'm going to have their stock tanks that are just empty, right? So I was like, you know, that's gonna be kind of heavy to move, but it's pretty doable, right? You just grab the edges, move it, not too hard. And then I started thinking like, wait, these are tiny baby goldfish. They don't need an 85-gallon stock tank as soon as I get them. And I also have an empty 40-gallon stock tank. So I went ahead and bought 5 baby goldfish from Luke's Goldies, and I'm going to be setting up just like a little mini indoor pond. I'm going to have it indoors, not outdoors. And I have to go outside and grab it and clean it up, but I'm pretty excited. But first things first, I need to go outside and grab the stock tank, and get it all cleaned up because it's just been outdoors. It's all muddy and probably has algae in it and stuff. So I need to clean it out and get it set up inside, and then I can go to town and buy some plants for it. So I'm headed out to grab my stock tank, but first you guys have got to see this little guy. He's not even a week old yet. Oh, there's Rowdy, my dog. He's not even a week old yet. He's doing great. And he is just a little ham. So cute. He's always eating. He's either eating or sleeping. Buddy, you gonna come say hi? He's like, I just want to eat. We'll see if he'll come over to the camera here pretty soon. He's jealous of the colt getting all the attention. And he's still nursing. I don't think he's gonna come say hi to the camera this morning. Look at that face. See how cute he is? Rowdy, stop, you're fine. He's so adorable. So here's the tank. It's actually not that bad. And I was looking at the bottom and it's actually a 30-gallon, not a 40-gallon, which is going to be just fine for growing baby goldfish out in. It's not too dirty. Just gotta wash it off real quick and bring it inside and get it set up. Decided to say hi now, and this little guy doesn't have a name yet, so if you have a name suggestion for him, leave it in the comments. Hi buddy. Hi, you're so cute. Hi. He's so tiny, so little, huh? He tries to put everything in his mouth like a typical baby. He loves the salt block. I know this is not fish related, but who doesn't love seeing a cute little colt? Oh, I don't know if I mentioned that before. He is a colt, so he is a boy. So, you know, the name suggestions need to be for boy horses. Hey, buddy. He's like, okay, I'm done with you. All right, so I got this tank set up. It's a 30-gallon, not a 40, like I previously thought it was. I did dry off, it's still kind of wet, but I did dry off the bottom with the paper towel and wiped it up. And I have it sitting right beneath a window where it gets afternoon and evening sun. So we did have a couch sitting here, but we weren't going to bring it with us when we moved, and so we just got rid of it. And so because my living room is mostly empty of furniture, I get to add an indoor pond. I'm going to add this sand, probably not all of it, but we'll see. One of the perks of always having lots of projects going on is you just end up having random bags of sand left over from projects. So when you do an impulse purchase like me, you don't have to go buy a ton of stuff, which is nice. I may end up having to use all of this because I like doing like 2 inches of sand down at the bottom. It just gives a lot of space for beneficial bacteria to grow and for plants to root down into, you know, but we'll see. I think I've used about half the bag. Yeah, this is not thick enough. It's probably about an inch or so, I'd say. I'm gonna add some more. Maybe not the whole bag, but a little bit more. Well, I used most of the bag. I think this is good. Probably added more than I needed to. But, you know, it's always good to have a thick layer of sand. You really can't have too much sand. And you cannot have too much plants either. This is what it looks like, which I just love the contrast of the white sand with the black tank. You know, once I add plants and water and stuff, looking into this tank is going to be so pretty because it's just a lighter color. It'll reflect the light better. Also, I need some suggestions from you guys. So I've never set up a pond before, and I know outdoor ponds, they just get light from the sun, right? And this tank will get enough light from the sun being right next to a window, you know? But, you know, when we move, maybe it won't be next to a window and I would have to have a light for it. And I don't know how to light a pond. Like, I don't want to just have a light bar sitting across the top and it would take away from some of my viewing looking into the tank, and it would just look uglier, you know? Ponds are meant to be enjoyed from the top view, and I feel like you wouldn't be able to enjoy the top view as much if there's just like a bar light. So I don't know what I would do for lighting. Suggestions would be helpful because I really don't know. So I'm going to start filling the tank up with water. You guys are probably wondering why I am not doing a dirted tank, and that is because goldfish produce so much waste that it's not going to be long before the sand has all of the nutrients it needs to successfully grow plants without the help of any soil. So when I add the first plants, I'm just going to add some root tabs, and then after that it will be good. Like, I'll add root tabs once and then I'll be done. I'm not gonna add any fertilizer, nothing. So that's why I did the sand. It's just easier too, you know. But yeah, for goldfish tanks, you really don't need the dirt on the bottom of the sand. All right, guys, my little mini pond is all filled up. I left it down from the edges a little bit for when I add plants and if I add hardscape or anything. I don't know if I'll add hardscape, but you know, for adding plants, you don't want it to be clear full because water can flow over the sides when you put your arm in or whatever. And I was going to go drive to my local fish store and get some pond plants, but then I remembered they're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. Today is Tuesday, so I'm going to have to wait until tomorrow, possibly Thursday. I ordered the goldfish this morning and they have priority 1 to 2 days shipping, like 1 to 2 business days. He hasn't shipped them yet, so if he ships them today, they could be here tomorrow. I'm hoping they get shipped out tomorrow and arrive like Thursday or Friday. That would be perfect timing, but we'll see. Either way, I do have the tank set up. I'm going to add some water conditioner and some Indian almond leaves and also some aquarium salt, and then I guess I'll just add the plants later. Now, I do have some plants in my aquariums that I can add, but I kind of wanted to wait to see what I buy from the local fish store before adding the other plants, you know? So I'm just gonna wait on that. So it's still Tuesday. It's in the afternoon now. I decided that I was not patient enough to wait until tomorrow to go get the plants for my pond. So I went and got them from some different stores today. I bought them from 2 different stores that are here local, and I got some pretty nice ones. I'm pretty excited to put it in and see it all come together. One of them is a pond lily that's going to flower. I'm pretty excited about that one. Another, as you can see here, is a monstera. I've never had a monstera before, but I've seen them do really well in other people's fish tanks, so I thought, you know, why not add it to this pond? I think it will look beautiful once I get, and then I just got some other plants that for the tank, like some swords and crypts and stuff like that, that are nice to view from the top as well. So I'm going to add them all in. I think they're going to look beautiful. I haven't gotten an email yet confirming that the goldfish have been shipped, so that's kind of a relief. I'm guessing they'll be shipped tomorrow or sometime, hopefully tomorrow, because then they would arrive before Saturday. But I'm hoping they'll be shipped tomorrow, but at least I don't have to worry about them arriving tomorrow, because if they arrive tomorrow, that would be a little bit soon. The only thing I didn't buy today that I needed to was a sponge filter. I do need to buy a sponge filter and a pump for that. I have a sponge filter I could put in here, but the pump and the filter is just a little too big. It would just be a little too powerful for this tank. There would be way too many bubbles at the surface, and it would probably make more of a mess than what's necessary. So I'm going to wait and go buy a smaller sponge filter, because it is just a 30-gallon pond, you know, it's not very big. It doesn't need that big of a sponge filter, and there's going to be a lot of plants in here as well. So yeah, I'm going to start getting it planted. I'm super excited to add all the plants and see what it looks like. I also got some giant water lettuce that's for a pond. It is beautiful. I have water lettuce at home, but it's not this big or this beautiful. This water lettuce is like so fun to look at, especially from the top. And they already have a really long root system on them, so it's perfect. And then in here, oh, there's like a worm in here. There's like a little blood worm or something. I don't know, but this is my pond lily. And as you can see, it's already in a pot, and it has like pond soil and like mud and stuff. It's like mud that's for ponds. So, and there's lots of hair algae on it too, but I know it's not going to be harmful to the bowl because it is for ponds. So I'm just going to put it in here. I know it's going to make the water kind of murky, but I'll try not to have a panic attack. It will be fine. And there is actually holes in the bottom of the bowl. I'm going to try to bury it underneath here. There's holes in the bottom of the thing that the lily is in, so that the roots can grow out. And there's actually already roots growing out of the holes in the bottom, so that's perfect. I don't have to worry about drilling holes in it or anything. And the water is much murkier now, but oh well, it will be fine. I'll be adding a filter soon. Oh my goodness, there's so much hair algae. Well, I'm already adding algae to my pond. That's nice. Oh well, it'll probably die soon because there's not going to be much for it to feed off of in this pond. It's still kind of sterile. Something that's neat though is I'm adding all these plants that, I mean, this water lily has mud in it, and it's probably already cycled. Like, I assume it has a lot of beneficial bacteria growing in here. I assume it was grown in water, but pretty cool. This water lily is supposed to bloom yellow flowers with pink spots. So I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know how soon it's going to bloom. As you can see, it is in like direct sunlight, so hopefully that helps it bloom soon. I'm going to move these things. I'm wanting to put my monstera right here. It's a dead plant, a root, something. So I'm thinking I'll have my monstera right here, and I'll just hook it to the side with the wire. And then I'm going to put my swords. I'll probably have like a sword here and a sword here and some crypts here or something in the front. And then I kind of want to put some pebbles around the plants and maybe around the lily too, I'm not sure. But I am going to add some like little accent pebbles in here as well. Here are my swords. So I went to grab the root tabs for my sword plant that I have right here. And I realized I don't have any root tabs left. I didn't realize that I had like used all of them already. So these swords are just going to be planted without root tabs, which is fine. You know, they'll be fine. I'm sure the goldfish will poop plenty and fertilize them quickly. Wow, I almost didn't put enough sand in here. I'm gonna have to scooch some of the sand up to the plant to cover all the roots. Oh well. That looks pretty. Okay, also guys, how beautiful is this water lettuce with the sun shining on it? Like, that's just gorgeous. So I have the plants all planted except for the monstera, which is going to go right there. I have a crypt over here and a sword and 2 more crypts and another sword. I just kind of wanted the plants to go like around the water lily. The water lily is going to be the main attraction, plus the monstera. And I feel like this water lettuce is really stealing the show right now too, especially when I pulled in the sun. Like, wow, so beautiful. But I'm going to go get all of the potting soil washed off the roots. And I think what I'm going to do is save this pot. It has all these holes down here. I think I'm going to save it and then stick it in here and just put the roots in the pot and get a wire and wrap it around this pot and then hook it on the side. And I'll just kind of make my own plant holder, I guess. I would have preferred to have put a big piece of driftwood right here that was just below the surface and then put the roots of the monstera on that. And I will probably end up doing that later. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like 30 gallons is already kind of small. So maybe I'll just do this and save some swimming space. But I don't know. I do love adding natural elements like driftwood to a tank. So, but for now, my own homemade plant holder will work great for holding this monstera up. I cleaned all of the potting soil from the monstera and I hooked it with wire on the back here. And now all that's left to do is add some detail pebbles around these plants. I don't want a lot, but I do want some. Also, can you guys see these worms like wriggling? Let's see if I can zoom in. Oh, it's kind of blurry. There is like tiny, I'm trying to see if my phone will, well, there we go. Can you see that? Tiny, there's like a bunch of them swimming all over. And I'm pretty certain it came from this pond lily because there was worms in the soil like when I put it in there. So that makes me happy because I already have a live culture of food in the tank for the baby goldfish. So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to use these little pebbles for putting around the plants. I'm just going to grab a handful of them and just kind of, I don't know, pour them in, let them fall. See where they fall. There, that looks more natural to get it out of the plant. There we go. That looks pretty natural. I know the water is super murky, but it will clear up, and I will be adding a sponge filter. I'm not going to take all the stuff off the top. Like, it is a pond, you know, it doesn't have to look perfect like a display tank does. It can be a little bit messy, and it's not going to be an issue. It'll be just fine. In fact, the goldfish will probably like it even better. There we go. I think I'm going to do that with all of these plants in here. I'm trying to decide if I should put it around the base of the water lily or not. I don't think I will. I think I'll just have them around these plants. These pebbles are so pretty. And I feel like they match the sand well. Oh, I didn't really. Those all went on one side. I'll add some more on the other side. Oh, well, that looks kind of nice. I just kind of made the dirt go, or the pebbles go sort of near the lily. I kind of like that. Just have 2 more plants left to do. Alright, I know you guys can't see into this very well, but I think that looks good. I'll just add one more over here to this crypt. Sorry about the glare. When I put it near a window, I didn't think about there's going to be a lot of reflection coming off the water. But that's fine. It kind of needs to be that way for the plants to grow, since I don't have a light, you know. Need some more rocks for that one. Here we go. Let's take a look at this now. We'll see if we can even see this one. The water's just hitting this crypt not right for the camera. Can't really see. All right, well, I can see it and it looks good. So let's see if we can see it better from this angle. That might be a little better. I may have put a little too much rock right here, but, well, I don't know. It's not too bad, I guess. Let's move this a little bit. There we go. All right, well, I'll just wait to add the sponge filter probably tomorrow or Friday. And I'll probably squeeze some beneficial bacteria into here once I add the sponge filter, either from my 40-gallon tank or my axolotl tank. And then it will be all ready for the goldfish. And these plants will be thriving once I add the goldfish in. So I've just been standing here looking at my mini pond, and I'm just wondering, like, how am I going to enjoy my baby goldfish in the evening when there's no sun shining in here? I don't know. I think I would love to find some pond lights. I should probably look into those and see what I can find. I really don't want like an LED strip of lights across here. That would just totally ruin the look that I'm going for. But I am enjoying it now. I know you guys probably can't see it as well as I can. Well, even with me, you know, with the water being cloudy and the light reflecting, I can't see it super well, but I can see into it, and it doesn't look like a lot right now, but once that water clears up and that lily flowers and the plants are thriving, and this little, oh, what is it called? Plant. I forgot the name of it. I've never had one before, or never had this type before. But once that grows some more and just really gets rooted in, it's going to look great. And it probably at that point, the goldfish will be big enough that they'll need to be upgraded to like an 85-gallon stock tank, or even just a large display tank, you know. We'll see. But I think I'll keep this tub set up and maybe just use it for breeding fish in, because, you know, why not? We'll see. What we're planning to rent a house though, and I don't know what the rules regarding fish tanks will be like, so, you know, we'll see. But pretty cool. My first pond. So after looking at my pond for a while, I finally figured out what is missing. You know, I had mentioned that I should do like pebbles around the water lily, and I was like, no, that would look silly. But then I got to thinking, and why not do pebbles here on top of the water lily, like on top of the mud. I wouldn't do enough to really like cap in the mud or anything, but just to like, I don't know, lighten up that space, because it just looks really, sorry, I'm trying to get an angle you guys can see well at, but it's just kind of like this black space in the pond. And if I add pebbles, I think it would look really cool, and it would help tie it together better with the sand and the pebbles that are around the plants. So I'm going to do that now, and then I think it will be complete minus sponge filter. Obviously, I already said I was going to get one of those in the next day or two. All right, just gonna put this in here. Try not to smash down the lily or anything. Oh, don't want to cover that leaf up. There we go. Oh yeah, that's already looking much lighter. It's not just like this black hole in the middle of my tank now. You know, this is a totally different concept to me. Like, it's a whole new learning experience. I'm learning how to set up a tank to be viewed from the top instead of setting up a tank to be viewed from the front or like the side of it, you know? So, very different. Plus, I'm using plants that I've never used before either, so that's fun too. I always loved learning new things when it comes to the aquarium hobby. It's so much fun. There's so much to learn. I'm sure I will still be learning new things when I'm like a 90-year-old woman. Need a little bit more over there. There we go. That looks so much better, I think. Let me see, come at it from this angle. Oh yeah, I think that looks a lot better. It really lightens up the tank, honestly. That's crazy how much of a difference that made. But I think that looks cool. Now it just looks like I have my lily in gravel, but it's actually like pond soil that it's in. And it's not like capping it off really. But all the worms that are living in that soil, it'll probably help them to have somewhat of a coverage and some gravel to be in as well, so they don't just get picked out as quick. And if the goldfish try to swim in there and pick at the mud, it would probably make it pretty murky in here if they're trying to like get to the worms. So this gravel should really help with that. So I'm glad I thought of it. I think it looks beautiful. And I remembered the name of this plant. It is a monstera. So I'll just have to think of like monster with an A. Hopefully this plant gets as big as a monster. That would be great. I wonder if that's why they're called monstera. I think it probably is, but I don't actually know. It is now Friday, and I just picked up my Luke's Goldie's box. It was dropped off in my driveway, and I'm going to do the unboxing now. I've been waiting for this for days. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness, they are so tiny. Can you guys even see them in there? Oh, they are so small. They're smaller than I expected. Oh my goodness. They're so little. And they are very cute. They don't look very low quality to me, but I'm excited to watch them grow out. Oh, one of them has a little tiny dorsal fin. These are baby ranchus. They're not supposed to have little dorsal fins. But, oh my goodness, there's one in here that looks super nice. There's more, but I don't know if you guys can see them. Oh, there you go. You can see them a little bit. I'm going to get them acclimated to their pond now. So I'm just taking another look at the goldfish before I add them in. And there are a couple in there that are way tinier than the others. They're all over here. There's like 3 slightly larger ones, and there's 2 super tiny ones. I don't know if they're from different batches or if, like, see that one? So, oh, both of those right there, they are so small. I'm excited to watch them grow. Goldfish grow quite quickly, especially at this age, and so I am very excited for that. And then there's one in here that's quite a chunk, and I'm excited to watch that one grow too. After feeling the temperature of the water in the bag and the water in my pond, it is pretty similar. So I'm just going to net these babies out because I do not want this methylene blue that he adds to their packaging to end up in my pond. Oh, got a little tiny one. And then I'm just going to move it over here into this cup of water that I pulled out of the pond. And that way I can have a closer look at them before adding them to the pond, because in the pond you can't see them very well, you know? You can only see them from the top. So I have them pulled out, and oh my goodness, look at this tiny, tiny runt right here. It is so small. I mean, they're all really small. This is in like a little cup that they keep betta fish in at pet stores. And you know, you can see this one right here. He's a chonker, but they're all so small. Honestly, they still look better than most ranchu that I see at pet stores, even though they're this small and they're the lower quality ones that he didn't want to grow out. They're still just adorable. I'm so excited. This is from the Donald Trump and Carrot spawn. So the dad's name is Donald Trump. The mom's name is Carrot. Well, was Carrot. Sadly, Carrot died not that long ago. If you are subscribed to him on YouTube, you've probably seen that already. But she produced a lot of babies, and I'm pretty excited to finally have some baby goldfish from Luke's Goldies. I've followed him for years and just haven't ever had the setup to be able to have goldfish from him. But buying them as babies is a great way to get into it. I don't need to spend like $100 for a goldfish or have a huge setup right off the bat either. All right, here we go. I'm releasing them. They all out? Yep. You probably can't hardly see them swimming around in there because of the glare off the water. There's the tiny, tiny one. Here's 3 of them swimming around. They're so cute. I'm so excited to finally have some Luke's Goldies goldfish. They look pretty high quality to me, so I'm really excited to see how they grow out. Hopefully I have them for many years to come. That would be great. I will do my best to take great care of them. As far as for feeding them, there's already a live food web here in this pond. There is lots of worms in here that are living and in the soil and stuff. I believe they're bloodworms, but I don't know. They were just already in this lily that I put in here. And they still are in there. I don't know if you can spot them. So there is some, that's snail poop in there, but, oh yep, you see that wriggling thing right there? I'll try to zoom in. There is some live worms in there for them to eat. And I will also be feeding them frozen baby brine shrimp. And I'm not sure if they're big enough to eat worms. I think some of the bigger ones will probably snack on them, but I'll be feeding them frozen baby brine shrimp tomorrow. So that's what their diet will consist of until they're older, and then they can start eating, oh, there's some. And then they can start eating some frozen bloodworms And I may crush up like flakes that are like super small and sprinkle that in there as well. I don't know, I don't typically feed flakes, but it's gonna get kind of expensive if I'm feeding 5 goldfish only frozen foods, you know. I might have to add some processed foods into their diet as well. All right, I'm going to go in and grab a sponge filter, but I will update you guys in a few days, like on this same video. So for you guys, it's a few seconds. For me, it'll be a few days. Next week, I will update you on if all 5 of them are still alive and how they're doing. And then this video should also drop next week. Guys, so I was just getting ready to throw this box out that the goldfish came in. And I looked into it, and there's another baby goldfish in there. So I went back over my video footage to see if I had only pulled out 4 baby goldfish from the bag, right, and put them into the pond. And no, there was 5 in the cup. So he sent me 6 baby goldfish. Well, I think it's 6. I need to make sure there's only like 1 left in there, not several. But he just sent me more than what I paid for. So I'll have to let him know that. I doubt he'll want me to send it back. I don't know, but I have an extra baby goldfish. I'm just gonna pull this bag out to make sure there's only 1 left. Let's see, where'd you go? Oh, there it is. Well, I guess I have 6 goldfish instead of 5. I'll stick this back in here and net the little guy out. Good deal I didn't throw him out. That would have been terrible. All right, this is the last little guy. You know, I didn't even check to see if I'd gotten all the goldfish out because I just counted that there was 5. And then I just put 5 in the tank. I didn't even think to make sure that there wasn't any more in there. So it was a good deal I seen him swimming around. Well, you can't really see him. There we go. All right. Well, hopefully none of them die, but I guess if 1 does die, I'll still have 5. This bag is now empty. I made sure of it this time. So it is now Monday, and I've spotted 5 of the baby goldfish this morning. Right here is just 2 of the fattest ones. I'm not sure where the other ones are at, but I have spotted 5, and I'm guessing the 6th one was probably just swimming around by itself. I highly doubt it's dead. I haven't seen any dead goldfish in here. But because this pond is quite large compared to the size of the goldfish, they are a little hard to spot. Oh, here's some more. You can see 2 right there. There's 2 over here. So that one right there might actually be the largest one next to one of the smaller ones. You know what's funny? When I set up this tank, I was thinking it was 40 gallon. Then I realized it was only 30. And I was like, oh no, it's not going to be big enough to grow out like 5 baby goldfish. I was expecting them to be bigger. And now I'm like, you know what? They're so tiny in here, I can't even spot them. I mean, yeah, they do produce a lot of waste, but for the amount of plants I have in here, I'm guessing it counterbalances all the waste they produce quite nicely. I do need to do a water change probably today or tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a week since I set up the pond, so I do need to do a water change. I was going to buy a water pump since this is sitting right on the ground. It's going to be a little harder to do a water change on, and I just totally spaced it. So I'll see if it's kind of difficult to do a water change. I don't gravel vac anyway, so, you know, I could, if all else fails, I can just get a cup and or a bucket and just scoop the water out and then fill it back up. Probably do close to a 50% water change. Probably take out, you know, about 10 gallon of water and then put in 10 to 15 because it has evaporated, and I should probably fill it up further on the sides. I won't fill it clear up, but you know, goldfish don't really jump, so that's not an issue for them. So I have not named the goldfish yet because they don't really have any coloration, and oh, there's 3. They don't really have any coloration. I can't tell them apart, and they're really hard to spot in the pond. But I am calling them my little gumdrops. They're like my gumdrop goldies because they just look like little gumdrops swimming around. They're like so round and it's so adorable. A couple of the really tiny ones aren't as round. They just probably need more food and stuff. I've been feeding them every day. I've been feeding them little tiny pellets and frozen baby brine shrimp. But because the pond is so big, when I put the food in, sometimes it takes them a while to realize that there's food. I try to spot them first and then put the food in near where they're at, and that seems to help some. but I think it just, yeah, it probably wouldn't have hurt if I had put them in like a 10-gallon tank and then just did water changes every day. That probably would have been easier for feeding, but I didn't really think about it. They're in here now. It would be pretty hard to catch them. And there is a live food web in here because I have like little bloodworms in here, but I haven't spotted any this morning, so I'm wondering if they've already decimated that. I don't know. I doubt it. They were here in the soil of the, you know, pond lily, and I didn't see any in here, but that doesn't mean they're not in here. They could have just retreated back into the mud and are under the gravel or something. But yeah, I have spotted 5 living this morning, so I know that at least 5 of them are alive. I think probably all 6 of them are alive. I'm hoping anyway. So yeah, they're doing good. Obviously they haven't grown much since Friday when they got here. But as of Monday, there's still 5 alive. This one's a little chonker. I just love seeing them from the top view with their like fat little body and short little fins. It's just the cutest. I forgot to mention, I did reach out to Luke's Goldies and was like, hey, I got 5 goldfish from you and they arrived, they're healthy, but there was 6. And he said when people buy baby goldfish from him, he'll often send an extra 1 or 2 just in case one of them dies. Because they are pretty small, and I'm sure it's probably stressful for them to be shipped, especially at this stage of their life, you know? So I'm hoping 1 didn't die. I know that there's still 5 alive, and that's what I paid for, so that's good. They shipped well, and they, you know, they're not growing yet, but I'm sure they will. They definitely haven't lost any weight. Look at the little chonker. But yeah, if you guys are as excited as I am to watch these baby goldfish grow up and mature, please subscribe. I'm quite excited to watch them grow up. They're going to be beautiful. If you follow Luke's Goldies, the parents are Carrot and Donald Trump. They're both beautiful Ranchu goldfish. And oh, I guess you can see all 5 babies right here. Well, how about that? You can see there's 5 alive. But yeah, they're going to be beautiful. These are the lesser quality babies, but as you can see, they definitely show potential. They're not going to be ugly goldfish by any stretch of the imagination. But that is it for now, and I will just continue updating you guys ever so often on their growth. And thank you guys for watching.